Your job today is to make sure Dad doesn't do anything stupid. I remember to go get my safety glasses. Hound hog. Ta-da! Ta-da! Fits like a glove. We're gonna have to change this out. That's how I feel every morning. No day is perfect, and today is not a perfect day here at this new farm. It's very, very important that you always chore every single day. Yesterday, everything was fine when I came up here, but today, not so much. So, you can see, this does not look right at all. This does not look like the way it should be. And what I can assume happened was there's a clamp right here that holds the anchor bearing in this auger inside this box and down the feed line. And what happened is this clamp got loose and it popped off, and all this whole auger just flew out. And as the feed line ran, it just let more and more of it out. We're not gonna have that line run anymore until we can get it fixed, but I am not an expert on how to fix that, so I'm gonna wait for Dad to help me out here and tackle that, because it could be really dangerous, because I'm sure that auger is really, really tight right now. I don't wanna do anything and take my hand off or take my fingers off, so I'm gonna wait till the professional can come up here and help me out with it. But weird deal. That's the first time that's ever happened to me before. So I don't know what the hell happened, but that's what I'm assuming happened. And if that wasn't enough, we also had this hopper here, this feed box into the north room was completely full of wet feed. That doesn't really flow into down the tubes and down the feed line really well. So the pigs are out of feed on this side. I'm gonna check and go see if there's a door off on the hopper box outside at the bins, because that's where the wet feed had to have come from. I can't imagine that a door would just fall off on its own outside on the bin, but who knows? I don't know. I didn't mess with it. I usually tend to close my doors on my feed hoppers outside and inside, so that you don't have these kind of issues. It's kind of weird that all the other feeders ran and they filled and it's full of dry feed, but this one was completely packed full of wet feed. Weird deal. It's just one of those days, folks. I'm gonna go out into the bin and I'm gonna see if one of the doors is off and see if I can figure out what the hell happened. The door on this box did not come off, so the wet feed must have already been in the bin somewhere. That looks pretty dry to me. I don't know about you, but that looks pretty dry to me. Wet feed didn't come from there. I'll check the other side. The other side of that box also doesn't have any wet feed in it. I'm going to turn on the north feed line, because I shut it off, and see if we can start getting some dry feed to go through there. I don't know what else could possibly hold it up. There's no more wet feed out there. So we'll see if we can start seeing some dry feed come through and start filling these feeders. So the auger that's running to the feeders is running, but if you look up there closely, you can see the auger coming in from the bins is not running. I'm assuming there's a lot of crap built up in this feed line, and maybe in a box coming in from outside that I'll go check out and see if I can get that going. It's gonna be a day today, I'll tell you that. All I can think of is when this box got packed full of wet feed, sometimes it can reset what's called the reset button here. If that's tripped and I push in on this, hopefully this auger that's not running will start running again. So we're gonna try it and see. Doesn't seem like it's tripped. Yeah, because then it would instantly start up if it was tripped. I don't know, guys. Trial and error, but this is stumping me pretty good. This has never happened to me. It's just weird. Wet feed came out of nowhere and it only went into one box, one feed line. So the box, it's sensing that there's feed in front of it, and so that's because that bin had somehow we got wet feed in there. Well, these are really sensitive. You get moisture in there, but this sensor could be bad. They're notorious for going bad, so I've replaced all 5 at mine, and or all 4. By the time we're done here, we will have replaced all of these, I'm sure. So if I can't get it cleaned off to where it reads that there's nothing in front of it, I'll just hot wire it till we can replace it. Wiping that down inside so that the sensor could read. I don't think that will take care of it, to be honest. I could be wrong though. I've been wrong many times. Lesson learned, when that red light's going off and it stays red, something's blocking the sensor. Okay, so there it turned green. So now it should start. So it did the exact same thing. It's just gonna keep screwing up because it's oversensitive. So we're just gonna hot wire it, be done with it. Jump. Where'd you learn to hot wire? Craig Jones. One of the first jobs I did, I couldn't get a feed system to run, and I was trying to trace down the wires, and I called Craig and I said I couldn't figure it out, and he said, well, you got the power on? And I said, well, no. And he's like, well, how are you gonna figure out what's wrong with the power off? So trial and error from there. Trial and error and a few melted wire pliers. Got some hound hogs in there. Throw that in the bucket. How long does this take? Not very long. Gotta get my old man glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. So, here's what I did. On these boxes, your power comes in here and it goes in, and then this box reads the sensor, and if everything reads, then it sends power out on these 2 wires that goes to the motor. In and then out to the motor. I just bypassed all this, and I've got my hots laying right on the wires that go to the motor, so this box is basically doing nothing. It's just a junction box, but that should get us running until we can get one of these. This card is what's bad because the sensitivity's screwed up. You know what the nicest part of farming with your son is? He has long legs, and I can send him to turn things on, turn things off, turn things on, turn things off. Go get me a wrench. I mean, think of the miles, think of the wear and tear that he's saving off of his dad's body. So let's see if this thing's gonna go. Okay. It's working. It's working. Look at that feed. While we're down here and we're already messing around, we're gonna pull this anchor bearing and we're gonna cut it off. These lines up here have always filled way too slow. My suspicion has been that when they built this barn and they put these anchor bearings in, nobody cut them off. You already have an anchor bearing out under your bin that has a restrictor pipe on it. So the amount of feed that's coming in is already restricted so as not to overload your motor. There's zero reason to have a restrictor tube on the long line because you want this box to pull all the feed, take all the feed that this line can bring it. If it's not cut off, we're gonna cut it off and make it run faster. Oh boy. Yeah, see? This should be about this long. How long? Cut like right here, just above this. There's a stub shaft that goes in here because this bolt goes through. Right on the other side of that is where it should be cut off. That's, in my opinion, that's what they should look like. Ta-da! It's flowing better than it ever has. before because we cut those anchor bearings. Conveniently, this one was already out. All I had to do was pick it up out of the alley. Pretty impressive. Hi. Everything got kind of deep, so I remembered to go get my safety glasses. An anonymous donor dropped off an entire bag. Here, Sawyer, have a pair of safety glasses. An entire bag of safety glasses with the note that they basically hated to watch me lose my eyesight, which I appreciate.
Or styling.
So now we've got an ample supply of safety glasses, and if my poor memory can work correctly, for dangerous work such as this, I'll have my safety glasses.
OSHA approved, baby.
Where do you want me to hook it? On this? Yeah. Wedged in there bad.
I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna have to get one of these, aren't we?
Yeah.
How do we do this?
I have no idea.
Is this your first experience with this?
I had to cut one across like this once that had a scoop shovel in it, but I've never had an anchor or a clamp like that get in there.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, that feels better.
Shit! You weren't kidding. That takes up whatever you had on there. It would have took it right off.
I hate messing with them. When them get tight, I mean,
I'll take your hand off.
it's a bad deal. Turn the feed line on, and we'll see whether this will go in there.
Well, this doesn't seem like it's working out very well here, folks. So we got a new hopper. We got our bucket full of tools. The auger came up a little bit, but it didn't go in all the way. So we're gonna have to take this old hopper box off, put the new one on, cut some auger, and with any luck, we'll have it done in a jiffy. Junk.
Your job today is to make sure Dad doesn't do anything stupid. That might be a pretty...
I think we already failed that.
I think that might be a pretty hard deal, actually. Look at that. Holy cow.
Fits like a glove.
Fits like a glove. Perfect.
That's how I feel every morning.
Holy cow. There you go. So there it's tight, it's against the thing. So then get your Allen wrench and tighten that up. Won't be any time at all before I can just put my feet up and just wait for the checks to roll in. Yep. Oh my gosh. So this is a Model 75 tail shaft, and this is a Model 300 deal. So we're gonna have to change this out, but we ain't gonna do it today. God dang it. This tail piece on this boot is made for a Model 75, which is chore time, and this is AP's anchor bearing. So the size of the auger is the same. It's just the difference in the bearings, it's the difference in brand. A little rusty.
Let's put this on right this time.
Yeah.
Overall, how do you feel?
I feel like that because of my own stupidity, I pissed away half a day, but we did get all the anchor bearings cut off, and we created some amazing content. Pigs are all gonna get fed, so it's a good day. I'm just glad that